Now, though, for the Children's Film Foundation. If you're old enough to remember Saturday morning matinees, at which small persons chewed copious amounts of sweets, happily kicked the backs of the seats in front of them and shouted excellent advice, such as "look behind you" at the heroine, you'll already be familiar with the works of the CFF. Quite simply, it made films for children, thereby giving opportunities to many a budding young actor. But in these recessionary times, with funding ever more difficult to come by, its output is not nearly as prolific as it once was. And it's with the thought that it would be a great pity if this area of film production should be abandoned that we offer this report.
Every Saturday, at nearly 800 cinemas throughout Britain, a special audience arrives for a special performance. They're members of the cinema's Saturday Club, come to see films which are made specially for children by the Children's Film Foundation.
Hello, Dad.
Hi, Jim. What on earth do you think you're doing?
The Children's Film Foundation, of course, been going for absolutely years. It was partly an educational thing, partly even a religious thing in those days, but very rapidly it became the children's matinee movement. And the idea was that you would make films for children, which would be shown in all the cinemas. In those days, practically every cinema in the land had a children's matinee on Saturday morning, and parents could leave their children there in perfect safety, and they would get a cartoon and a little feature and a little news, and then they would get a one-hour film made specially for them, a story film.
Robert, come and help me! Oh. Careful, look out!
People who are running the film business to this day are to some extent indebted to the CFF as it once was, because it gives you an opportunity to actually take a step that's the most difficult step of all, which is to be able to prove your credibility in a totally different business. It's all very well making commercials or documentaries, but they don't prove anything when it comes to the long distance run, if you like, of making a feature film. So the children's feature films were, and should be in the future, an opportunity for young talent and young skill to have some kind of way of showing what they can do.
They sound like very big names nowadays, and quite a lot of actors and people you've heard of started with a children's part, and because there are always children in the cast. I mean, it's always based upon children rather than grown-ups. So you get, I mean, if you look down the list, you see Phil Collins, Susan George, Dennis Waterman, and they've started with us.
Oh, no! Poor Jimpy! Never mind, poor Jimpy, poor Damson!
Oh, I thought it was in then. All right, give us a hand, will you?
Despite having more than 200 films to its credit, the foundation can no longer afford to make its own features and desperately needs help to keep going in the future. But even if it succeeds in finding the funds, are children now too sophisticated to appreciate this kind of film anymore?
Where's Jimpy?
Hey, help!
It's no good trying to say we'll make a series of 10 Bulldog Drummond films, because it's over. It's part of a different era. Children are much more sophisticated these days, it seems to me. They see very much more. They have a vast amount of choice available to them.
Obviously, money is crucial, as always, with the film industry, and it's essential that we find a new source of revenue if the foundation is to survive and flourish. I don't think we can find new sources of revenue without finding new sources of outlet. But we have to find a way of getting to the families and the children that in the 60s and 70s would have gone to the cinema on Saturday morning. The dynamic has changed, the video age is with us, and in fact it's probably past, and we're now in the computer age. And I don't think that the Children's Film and Television Foundation has any validity unless we address the new technologies and address the question of how people spend their leisure time. The object being to give children something more than they're getting at the moment.
Sad, isn't it? The old Saturday matinee was a lot less soul-destroying than a video arcade.